In April of 1989, Melody Ashley, a native of Little Rock and graduate of Mount St. Mary Academy, took her first trip to San Felipe, Baja California North in Mexico. Melody, a graduate student in ocean studies at the University of San Diego, was naturally attracted to the area, as it's located on the Sea of Cortez. San Felipe was founded as a commercial fishing village in the early 1900s and had become known over the years as a popular tourist destination, an inexpensive retirement area for Americans and Canadians, and a haven for sports fishermen. In 2000, when Melody bought a vacation home in an American community north of San Felipe, she started to see a level of poverty in the town that was a complete shock to her. She met a couple with 2 young children who lived in nothing more than a gouged-out hole in the ground with scraps of materials piled around and above the hole for protection. Through the years, she realized that there were hundreds of families living in similar conditions, and their numbers were growing. From 2003 to 2007, San Felipe's Hispanic population more than doubled. But when the economy tanked in 2008, these men no longer had jobs and had young families to feed. Then, in 2015, the Mexican government halted commercial fishing to save a porpoise called the vaquita. Without replacement jobs or lucrative compensation in place, the number of families living in these horrid conditions continued to multiply. As Melody witnessed the deteriorating conditions around her, she was moved to take action, and Casa Digna was born. The purpose of Casa Digna is to provide jobs to a community where unemployment is widespread and to help single mother and other at-risk families build their own homes. Our official mission is to create a sustainable community for vulnerable families through recycling, job creation, and stable housing. Our vision is that every family has a safe and easily maintainable home. Here's how this is achieved. We use recycled materials in all construction projects. We build quality, long-lasting, and easily sustainable homes for at-risk families. We create jobs in areas with extremely high unemployment rates. We serve the most vulnerable people in our community with a special focus on single mothers. Why are we doing this? We're doing this because in San Felipe, there are an alarming number of families living in substandard conditions, and although many are working in jobs where the minimum wage is equivalent to $75 per week, it is not enough to support their basic needs. Hundreds of families live in shacks with no running water, no electricity, no sewer, and no security. Very simply, there are 5 main goals of Casa Digna. Number 1, to provide single mothers and other vulnerable families with their own homes. Number 2, to create these homes by recycling as much of the materials as possible, especially old tires. Melody built the first tire-constructed home in San Felipe in 2005, and today it remains the ideal model for this community. The homes are not only well-insulated, they're earthquake-proof and even bulletproof. Here's how they're built. A foundation is laid by digging a ditch and placing the tires directly into the channel, which is then packed tightly with clay-based dirt. The tires are then stacked like bricks to build the walls. The corners of the future homes are raised in columns with rebar and filled with rock and cement for strength. As the walls are going up, the window spaces are formed with a cement base and rebar running laterally from one corner of the homes to the next. Then rebar and concrete blocks are placed up the window and door frames to where the roof beams will be poured. After the roof beams are in place, and while the hired work crews are building the inside block walls, the rounded spaces between the tires are stuffed with recycled empty cement sacks. Then the walls are covered in black paper and chicken wire, held on by 1-inch screws, with beer bottle caps serving as washers. The roofs are built on a slant with concrete beams, thick foam, rolled steel mesh, and rebar. As a final touch, 4 inches of concrete blanket the homes for added strength and security. The third goal of Casa Digna is to offer employment opportunities with Social Security benefits to a community suffering from extremely high unemployment rates. The most cost-effective way to build these homes is to build 2 at a time. In order to do this, Casa Digna needs to pay 12 men and 1 supervisor the equivalent of a total of $1,200 a week, including Social Security. It takes about 10 weeks to build those 2 homes. The fourth goal is to create a safe and secure community. To qualify for a home, the recipients must complete the application process and sign a rule and conduct agreement, have no criminal record, own no other property, test free of drugs, and the final qualification, each family must work a minimum of 100 volunteer hours helping build this community before any walls to their own homes are raised. The fifth and final goal is to promote and provide opportunities for social engagement, education, and better living. This means constructing and staffing the following structures: a child care center, a computer center, 2 laundromats for residents, 2 public bathrooms, a learning center where much-needed vocational trades can be taught, a workshop for using new skills such as welding, carpentry, and plumbing, an outdoor pavilion for community activities, a playground for the children, and a multi-purpose sports field. These 30 families you see, with the help of paid labor, have built 4 homes for single moms and their 13 children since April of 2018. Now, we need your help. You can help us pay for the materials and labor to build these homes, to build this community and forever change the lives of these families who so desperately need our help. Here are some simple steps toward making a significant difference. Visit our website, www.casadignainc.com. Make a tax-deductible donation with your credit card. Write a check to Casa Digna, Inc. Take a mission trip to see for yourself the lives being transformed by Casa Digna, and even pitch in to help with the work being done there. Finally, spread the word about Casa Digna to your circle of friends. Share the story of how desperately these families need our help in getting a basic necessity that we all take for granted, a home, and help restore their dignity.